ISPCon brought together web hosts and ISPs in an attempt to strengthen the bond between the two industries. One of the questions that came up during the event was whether there's a potential for more connectivity-based ISPs and web hosts to work together in serving new hosting customers. Here's what our experts had to say.
The ISP business has been very tough lately. It's tough to compete with a lot of the big players like Verizon, SBC, and I think that web hosting has always been a natural fit for internet service providers. So I think that a lot of them, if they don't already offer web hosting services, they have a lot of customers that are looking for that. So they can either look to build that from scratch, to go with some established software packages, maybe set up the servers and do that themselves, or our pitch here is that we're looking for ISPs to partner with us and to wrap our services into what they do. Everything that we do can be branded, private labeled, co-branded, however they want to work it out, and they can add a web hosting presence that's profitable, has almost no time in the market, and they can get going right away and offer web hosting to their customers to increase their margin and to bundle services in that make their access product stickier and help them retain customers.
Without a doubt. And the reason is consumers don't like buying these related services from multiple providers. They'd rather go to one provider where all the service is bundled. So if you're selling access, you really need to be bundling hosting or vice versa. They go together just as domain-based email and domain registration goes together. They're very synergistic products.
Around the edges, if somebody is very focused on maybe high-end business access, if somebody is very focused on maybe high-end wireless, in other words, very complicated technically wireless, where there really still is a need to spend a lot of time and attention thinking about the network, maybe it makes sense to partner. Generally speaking, well over 90% of the cases, the access provider should be providing these other services as well.
Yeah, I think there are a lot of opportunities in this business. And the pieces of the puzzle that ISPs already have are essentially the pieces that hosting companies have, from a customer service perspective, from an infrastructure perspective, from knowing the internet, knowing IP. There's some slightly different skill sets involved, but the synergies between ISPs and hosts are just incredible in nature, and so they make the barriers to entry for an ISP to be in the hosting business very low if they're willing to commit the technical resources to serve those customers.